most glorious Narasimha Caturdasi, the appearance day of Lord Narasimha Deva. Okay, so our prayers that Lord Narasimha Deva remove all the obstacles on our spiritual path, so that we can steadily progress in our spiritual life. So with this prayers, we'll start our today's program, beginning with Narasimha Arati, at the residence of our Yatra leader, Bharup Narasimha Dev. Hare Krishna. Narasimha Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Are we being audible?
Yes.
Sri Narasimha Bhagwan ki jai. Namaste Nar Simhaya. Namaste Nar Simhaya. Dala dala dadaine. विनाश नरसिंहदेव भगवान की
जय
प्रहलाद महाराज की जय
जय
की जय गाय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि
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 हरि बोल हरि बोल Hare Krishna. So now we'll chant Narasimha Kavacha. Hare Krishna. So we'll do that. This humble seva from our side.
Hare Krishna,
Ugram.
Prabhu.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Yes, starting Narasimha Kavacha. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnu Jwalantam Sarvadormukam Narasimham Bhishanam Badram Mrityor Namamyam Ugram Veeram Mahavishnu Jwalantam Sarvadormukam Narasimham Bhishanam Badram Mrityor Namamyam Narasimham Mahavishnu Jwalantam Sarvadormukam Narasimham Bhishanam Badram Mrityor Namamyam Narasimha Kavacham Vakshe Praladenoodidam Pura सर्वरक्षाकरं पुण्यं सर्वोपद्रवनाशनं सर्वसम्पत्करं चैव स्वर्गमोक्षप्रदायकं ध्यात्वा नरसिंहदेवेशं हेमसिंहासनस्थितं विविधास्यं त्रिनयनं शरदिन्दुसमप्रभं लक्ष्म्यालिङ्गितवामाङ्गं विभूतिभिरुपाश्रितं चतुर्भुजं कोमलाङ्गं स्वर्णकुण्डलशोभितं सरोजाशोभितो रक्षं रत्नकेयूरमुद्रितं तप्तकाञ्चनशङ्काशं पीतनिर्मलवाससं इन्द्रादिसुरमौलिष्टः स्फुरन्माणिक्यदीप्तिभिः विराजितापादद्वन्द्वं शङ्खचक्रादिहेदिभिः गरुत्मता च विनायत् सूयमानं मृदान्मृदं सुहृत्कमलसंवासं कृत्वा तु कवचं पदेत् नरसिंहो मे शिरा पातु लोकरक्षार्थसम्भवः पातु सोमसूर्याग्निलोचनः स्मृतं मे पातु नरहरि मुनिवर्यस्तुतिप्रियः नासं सिंहसाचसु मुखं लक्ष्मीमुखप्रियः सर्वविद्यादिदा पातु नरसिंहो रसनं मम वक्त्रं पातु इन्दुवदनं सदा प्रह्लादवन्दितः नरसिंह पातु मे कान्तं स्कन्दो भूपुरनन्दकृत् दिव्यास्त्रशोभिता भुजः नरसिंह पातु मे भुजः करो मे देववरदो नरसिंह पातु सर्वदः हृदयं योग्यसाध्यस्य नवासं पातु मे हरि मध्यं पातु हिरण्याक्ष वक्षाकुक्षे विदारणः नाभिं मे पातु नरहरि सुनाभि ब्रह्म संसुदा ब्रह्माण्डकोट्यकाट्यं यस्यासु पातु मे कटिं गुह्यं मे पातु गुह्यानां मन्त्राणां गुह्यरूपधृक् ऊरु मनोभवा पातु जानूनि नररूपधृक् जङ्घे पातु धरभर हस्तैषु नरकेसरी सुरराजप्रदा पातु पातु मे नरहरीश्वर सहस्रशीर्ष पुरुषः पातु मे सर्वसस्त्वनं महोग्रापूर्वदा पातु महावीराग्रजोग्नितः महाविष्णुर्दक्षिणे तु महाजलैस्तु नैर्तः पश्चिमे पातु सर्वेषु दिशि मे सर्वतोन्मुखा नरसिंह पातु वायव्यं सौम्यं भूषणविग्रह ईशान्यं पातु भद्रो मे सर्वमङ्गलदायक संसारभयदा पातु मृत्योर्मृत्यो नरकेसरी इदं नरसिंह कवचं प्रह्लादामुखमण्डितं भक्तिमायापदे नैत्यं सर्वपापे प्रमुच्यते पुत्रवान् धनवान् लोके दीर्घायुरुपजायते कामयते यं यं कामं तं तं प्राप्नोति संशयं सर्वत्र जयमाप्नोति सर्वत्र विजयी भवेत् भूम्यान्तरिक्षदिव्यानां ग्रहाणां विनिवारणं वृक्षिघोरागसम्भूता विशापहरणं परं ब्रह्मराक्षसयक्षाणां दुरोत्सारणकारणं भुजे वा तलपत्रे वा कवचं लिखितं शुभं करमूलधृतं येन सिद्धयो कर्म सिद्धयः देवासुरमनुष्येषु स्वं एव जयं लभेत् एकसन्ध्यं त्रिसन्ध्यं वा या पठेत्
नियतो नरः
सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्यं मुक्तिं मुक्तिं च विन्दति 230 सहस्राणि पठेत् शुद्धात्मना नृणां कवचस्य मन्त्रस्य मन्त्रसिद्धिप्रजायते अनेन मन्त्रराजेन कृत्वा भस्मभिर्मन्त्रणां तिलकं विन्यासेयस्तु तस्य ग्रहभयं हरे त्रिवारं जपमानस्तु दत्तं वर्याभिमन्त्र च प्रार्थयेयो नरो मन्त्रं ध्यायनमाचरे तस्य रोगप्रणश्यन्ति एतेषु कुक्षिसम्भवः अत्र बहुनोक्तेन नरसिंहः सदृशो भवेत् मनसा चिन्तितं यत्तु सदा चाप्नोति संशयम् गर्जयन्तं गर्जयन्तं निजभुजपटलं स्फोटयन्तं मडन्तं रूपयन्तं तापयन्तं दिवि भुवि दिजं सेवयन्तं शिवन्तं क्रण्डन्तं रोषयन्तं दिशि दिशि सततं सम्मरन्दं वरन्दं वीक्षयन्तं पूर्णयन्तं करनिकरसिते दिव्यसमं नमामि इति श्री ब्रह्माण्डपुराणे प्रह्लादोक्तं श्रीनरसिंहकवचं सम्पूर्णम् उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं
ज्वलन्तं
सर्वतोन्मुखं नरसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्योर्नमाम्यहम् उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोन्मुखं नरसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्योर्नमाम्यहम् उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोन्मुखं नरसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्योर्नमाम्यहम् श्री नरसिंह जय जय नरसिंह प्रह्लादेश जय पद्म मुख पद्म भृंग भक्ति विघ्ननाश नरसिंह देवान की प्रहलाद महाराज की प्रभुपाद की गुरु महाराज की जय गो प्रेमानंदे हरि 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 बोल हरे कृष्णा. So next is 108 names of Lord Narasimha Deva will be chanted by Her Grace Anuradha Madhavi Mataji. And after that, after 108 names, devotees in their respective homes can offer flowers to Lord Narasimha Deva. So she will be leading. All others are requested to please mute so that it will be clear in the chanting. So please. Mute. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the seva, Prabhuji.
You want to display that 108 names?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, we can display the names if required.
Yeah, so that is better, I think. So make it. Hari, you are displaying?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So please, all of you, please mute. Only Mataji will recite, and we can recite on mute mode.
Shall I start, Prabhuji?
Please, Mataji, please start.
Om Narasimhaya Namaha. Om Mahasimhaya Namaha. Om Divyasimhaya Namaha. Om Mahabalaya Namaha. Om Ugrasimhaya Namaha. Om Mahadevaya Namaha. Om Stambhajaya Namaha. Om Ugralochanaya Namaha. Om Raudraya Namaha. Om Sarvadbhutaya Namaha. Om Shrimanaya Namaha. Om Yoganandaya Namaha. Om Trivikramaya Namaha. Om Harine Namaha. Om Kolahalaya Namaha. Om Chakrine Namaha. Om Vijayaya Namaha. Om Jayavardhanaya Namaha. Om Panchananaya Namaha. Om Parabrahmaya Namaha. Om Aghoraya Namaha. Om Ghoravikramaya Namaha. Om Jwalanmukhaya Namaha. ॐ ज्वलमालिने नमः। ॐ महाज्वलाय नमः। ॐ महाप्रभुवाय नमः। ॐ नीतिलक्षाय नमः। ॐ सहस्राक्षाय नमः। ॐ दुर्निरीक्षयाय नमः। ॐ प्रतापनाय नमः। ॐ महादंष्ट्राय नमः। ॐ युधप्रज्ञाय नमः। ॐ चण्डकोपिने नमः। ॐ सदाशिवाय नमः। ॐ हिरण्यकशिपुदंसिने नमः। ॐ दैत्यदानवभञ्जनाय नमः। ॐ गुणभद्राय नमः। ॐ महाभद्राय नमः। ॐ बलभद्राय नमः। ॐ सुभद्रकाय नमः। ॐ करालय नमः। ॐ विकरलाय नमः। ॐ विकर्ताय नमः। ॐ कार्तिकाय नमः। ॐ शिशुमाराय नमः। ॐ त्रिलोकात्मय नमः। ॐ ईशाय नमः। ॐ सर्वेश्वराय नमः। ॐ विभुवाय नमः। ॐ भैवर्धम्बराय नमः। ॐ दिव्याय नमः। ॐ अच्युताय नमः। ॐ कविने नमः। ॐ माधवाय नमः। ॐ अधोक्षजाय नमः। ॐ अक्षराय नमः। ॐ सर्वाय नमः। ॐ वनमालिने नमः। ॐ वरप्रदाय नमः। ॐ विश्वम्भराय नमः। ॐ अद्भुताय नमः। ॐ भव्याय नमः। ॐ श्रीविष्णवे नमः। ॐ पुरुषोत्तमाय नमः। ॐ अनगस्त्राय नमः। ॐ नक्षत्राय नमः। ॐ सूर्यज्योतिने नमः। ॐ सुरेश्वराय नमः। ॐ सहस्रबाहुवाय नमः। ॐ सर्वज्ञाय नमः। ॐ सर्वसिद्धिप्रदायकाय नमः। ॐ वज्रद्रंष्ट्राय नमः। ॐ वज्रनखाय नमः। ॐ महानन्दाय नमः। ॐ परन्तपाय नमः। ॐ सर्वमन्त्रैकरूप नमः। ॐ सर्वयन्त्रविधारमाय नमः। ॐ सर्वतन्त्रात्मकाय नमः। ॐ अव्यक्ताय नमः। ॐ सुव्यक्ताय नमः। ॐ भक्तवत्सलाय नमः। ॐ वैशाखशुक्लभोक्ताय नमः। ॐ उदारकीर्तिने नमः। ॐ पुण्यतमाय नमः। ॐ महात्माय नमः। ॐ चन्द्रविक्रमाय नमः। ॐ वेदत्रयाय नमः। ॐ प्रपूज्याय नमः। ॐ भगवनाय नमः। ॐ परमेश्वराय नमः। ॐ श्रीवत्साम्यकाय नमः। ॐ जगद्व्यापिने नमः। ॐ जगन्मायाय नमः। ॐ जगत्पालाय नमः। ॐ जगन्नाथाय नमः। ॐ महाखगाय नमः। ॐ विरूपभृताय नमः। ॐ परमात्माय नमः। ॐ परम ज्योतिने नमः। ॐ निर्गुणाय नमः। ॐ ऋकेशरिणे नमः। ॐ परतत्त्वाय नमः। ॐ परम धामाय नमः। ॐ सच्चित् आनंद विग्रहाय नमः। ॐ लक्ष्मी नरसिंहाय नमः। ॐ सर्वात्मयाय नमः। ॐ धीराय नमः। श्री श्री नृसिंहदेव भगवान की जय। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम राम हरे हरे।
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Madaji, for the
Thank you,
wonderful
Prabhuji.
recitation. And now we will have pravachan by His Grace Nitai Natesha Prabhu. So before we start the pravachan, pravachan is from 8 to 9, 1 hour. And after that, we have half an hour slot. So I request Sanatini Mataji is there in the forum. Sanatini Mataji, you are there? Haribol? Okay, anyway, I'll call her.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, we can request Sanatini Mataji to please sing Dashavatara Stotra at the end. Okay, so I will call her. So in the meantime, let us welcome our Nitai Natesha Prabhu by lovingly and loudly chanting 3 times Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can I get the host rights so that I can share the presentation?
Yeah, sure.
Prabhuji, I can start with Jai Radha Madhav, no Prabhuji? Prabhuji is in mute. Just wanted to take your permission, Prabhu, to start with Jai Radha Madhav.
Yeah, okay, Prabhuji.
Okay, Prabhu.
Please make him co-host. Hare Krishna.
Yeah,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So start with Jai Radha Madhav first. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vrajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Radha Madhav, Radha Madhav, Radha Madhav, Radhe, Jaya Radha Shyam Sundar, Radha Shyam Sundar, Radha Shyam Sundar, Radhe, Jaya Radha Gopinath, Radha Gopinath, Radha Gopinath, Radhe, Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe. Jai Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Vrindavan Dham Vrindavan Dham Vrindavan Dham Jaya Vrindavan Dham Jai Jagannath Jai Baladeva Jai Subhadra Jaya Sudarshana Jaya Narsingadev 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 Jaya Narsingadev Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Laddu Gopal Jaya Shri Gopal Laddu Gopal Jaya Shri Gopal Jaya Pancha Tattva Jaya Pancha Tattva Pancha Tattva Jaya Pancha Tattva Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada Jai Jai Gurudev 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 Jai Jai Gurudev Nita Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nita Gaura Hari Bol Harinam Sankirtan ki jai Kalupavan si Harinam Sankirtan ki jai Kalupavan si Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai Srila Gurudev ki jai Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. So first of all, would like to welcome all the devotees for this auspicious celebration of Narasimha Caturdasi. I am very, very thankful and grateful to our Yatra leaders, His Grace Baurup Narsingh Prabhu and Siddha Gaurang Prabhuji for giving me this opportunity of this service, although I'm not so qualified to speak eloquently on this topic, but I will try my best to serve for the pleasure of the devotees, for the pleasure of Guru and Gauranga. Lord Narasimha Dev is very, very dear and very, very close, very, very unique position. Lord Narasimha Dev has a very unique position in our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya and all. At least in my experience, I have seen that whoever comes, the new devotees comes in ISKCON, they're first attracted and get, this Narasimha Aarti, which we've sung in the beginning of this program today. This Narasimha Aarti is the first attraction for everybody. Even the Srila Prabhupada Pranam Mantra and even the Panchatattva Pranam Mantra, everything else comes little later, slowly. But this Narasimha Aarti, those who are coming on regular basis, they quickly get acquainted to it. Even the Mahaprasad Govinda comes little later. They had that little later. But Narasimha Aarti is the first thing that devotees get attracted to, and they start singing automatically. This is Lord Narasimha Dev's mercy. And he is there to tell us that he is there to help the devotees, protect the devotees, remove their obstacles, and take them forward into this process of building our devotional service, building our spiritual advancement of our spiritual life. So Narasimha Dev is always ready to protect us. It's only our matter of surrendering to him, doing the rightful prayers, doing the right mood of our prayers, so that how Lord Narasimha Dev blessed Prahlad Maharaj, we may also seek the blessings from him in that way. So once again, thanking all the devotees for giving me this opportunity, requesting for your blessings, so that whatever I speak, it is in line with Guru Sadhu Shastra. I am not so eloquent, again I would say that, so whatever I'm trying to speak is from our acharyas, from our ISKCON society gurus and sadhus who have given wonderful lectures. So I'm taking the inspiration from them, motivation from them, and trying to present it over here. So please bless me if there are any mistakes. Those are on my part, those are the shortcomings from me. And with that, I would like to share the presentation. This is again another inspiration from our devotees, from our Yatra. His Grace Charurup Prabhu and our Rasanidhi Prabhu, who did wonderful presentation in their previous class. So I also tried my hands to that, trying my best, so that I can take you through this journey of Lord Narasimha Dev's, the compassionate protector. So I'll start with the Mangala Charan first. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadavaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavinabhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyat Deshitarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we'll take the next verse. So these are the topics I'm going to try to cover in this presentation. Why we worship Lord Narasimha, very compassionate protector, for whom Lord Narasimha Dev appeared, and why, some lessons to learn from the three personalities from Narasimha Leela, some astonishing pastimes. We'll try to cover one or two pastimes if time permits, and what mood we should have while praying to Lord Narasimha Dev. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm not trying to create something from my own. I'm just taking inspirations and copy pasting things from different devotees. So like in ISKCON, you all know the best or one of the general or common prasadam everybody gets is khichdi. So I have just done some khichdi here, wonderful preparation, try to make that wonderful preparation, taking inspiration from various devotees, my own Guru Maharaj, then Radhesham Prabhu, then Shikshashtakam Prabhu. So like that, various devotees, I have taken some message from them, some instructions from them, whatever they have spoken before. So hopefully that should stay in that line, it should not. So that is the most safest thing for me, that I take something from the established and bona fide devotees and then try to speak on that. So that will be much helpful, and that will be more safe for me. That's why I've done that. So please once again bless me so that I can speak on this most auspicious day and about the most loving and compassionate Lord Narasimha Dev. Although he's very ferocious, but he's very kind and compassionate also. So I would like to take one verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. This is 7.8.17. I will share this verse also. So have it on my Veda base here. 7.8.17. So everybody can see this, right? They can read. So I'll just take quickly this one verse. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Satyam vidhatum nijabhritya bhashitam vyaptim cha bhuteshva kileshu chatmana adrishyatatya adbhuta rupamudbhavam stambhe sabhayam namrigam namanusham. So in favor of time, I will go quickly to the synonyms, translation, purport.
Okay.
So synonyms. Satyam Vidhatum, to prove, Nijabhritya Bhashitam, the words of his own servant Prahlad Maharaj, who had said that his Lord is present everywhere. Vyaptim, the pervasion, cha, and Bhuteshu, among the living entities and elements, Akhileshu, all, Cha, also, Atmana, of himself, Adrishyata, was seen, Ati, very, Adbhuta, wonderful, Rupam, form, Udvahan, taking, Sthambe, in the pillar, Sabhayam, within the assembly, Na, not Mrigam, animal, Na, nor Manusham, a human being. Translation and purport by Zivangis Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: to prove that the statement of his servant Prahlad Maharaj was substantial, in other words, to prove that the Supreme Lord is present everywhere, even within the pillar of an assembly hall, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, exhibited a wonderful form never before seen. The form was neither that of a man nor that of a lion. Thus the Lord appeared in his wonderful form in the assembly hall. Purport: when Hiranyakashipu asked Prahlad Maharaj, where is your Lord? Is he present in this pillar? Prahlad Maharaj fearlessly replied, yes, my Lord is present everywhere. Therefore, to convince Hiranyakashipu that the statement of Prahlad Maharaj was unmistakably true, the Lord appeared from the pillar. The Lord appeared as a half lion and half man, so that Hiranyakashipu could not understand whether the great giant was a lion or a human being. To substantiate Prahlada's statement, the Lord proved that his devotee, as declared in Bhagavad Gita, is never vanquished. Kaunteya pratijanati name bhaktya pranashyati. Bhagavad Gita 9.31. Prahlad Maharaj's demonic father had repeatedly threatened to kill Prahlad, but Prahlad was confident that he could not be killed since he was protected by the Supreme Lord. By appearing from the pillar, the Lord encourages his devotee, saying in effect, don't worry, I am present here. By manifesting his form as Narasimha, the Lord also preserved the truth of Lord Brahma's promise that Hiranyakashipu was not to be killed by any animal or any man. The Lord appeared in a form that could not be said to be a fully man or a lion. Coming back to the class here in the presentation here. So the first question arises, this has been asked to Pankaj Angri Prabhu, also His Grace Pankaj Angri Prabhu, who recently left us. He has been the very dear devotee of Lord Narasimha Dev, worshipping Lord Narasimha Dev in Mayapur from the time it was instilled. We will also talk about him a little bit in the end. Without his blessings and without glorifying this wonderful devotee, this class cannot be complete. So we'll definitely talk about Pankaj Angri Prabhu. So this question was asked to him, and he gave very wonderful explanation that, yes, as Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, our one pointed attention should be to Radha and Krishna. Then when there is an Radha Madhav Ashtasakhi Vrinda there, and why he is worshipping Lord Narasimha Dev. So then he explained that, to worship Radha and Krishna is very, very higher class. It has to be, it's a very high standard. For that, we should have, we should be very, very pure. The purity in our heart should be there. And for that, one should first worship Lord Narasimha Dev, who can then remove the anarthas in our heart and help us to, develop this love for Radha and Krishna, pure love for Radha and Krishna, and then we can situate ourselves very fixed in that devotional service. So yes, that's true that we have to have one-pointed attention or affection and love towards Radha and Krishna. But to reach that level, we have to go through various process. We have to go through various cleansing process, and one of the cleansing process is also to take the blessings of Lord Narasimha Dev, please him by doing his worship and his service. And that's where in one of the lectures, Jananivas Prabhu explained that Lord Narasimha Dev is our protector, and he is there to protect the devotees, to protect the Guru, and to protect the Sankirtana movement. So 3 reasons why we worship Lord Narasimha Dev: to protect the devotees, to Guru, and this Sankirtana movement. And to understand that whether this worship is in accordance to the Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, is it in line? There are various references given by the devotees. So Jananivas Prabhu also explained this in his lecture, and also various other devotees have explained this in lecture one of the prime points I came across is, for the devotees, especially who are initiated devotees and very fixed and regular devotees, for them it is important to know that this is an instruction from Srila Prabhupada, why to worship Nrsimhadev. If they have this question, they should know that this is an instruction from Srila Prabhupada. And if we are in a Guru Parampara system, so in a Guru Parampara system, if a guru instructs something, we have to do. If a bona fide guru instructs something, then a bona fide servant or a disciple should follow that without any question. So this is one point. So that our Guru Parampara system, in our Guru Parampara system, Srila Prabhupada has instructed us. So that itself is enough. But then still, to let us know more about this, and for the neophyte devotees who are new or not coming from our society, or what very regular devotees, we can know that even Srila Prabhupada has explained this or given this instruction is based on our Guru Parampara system only. It's not outside of Guru, Sadhu and Shastra lineage. So it is from following the Parampara. We see that our various acharyas in our Guru Parampara have worshipped Lord Nrsimhadev. Advaita Acharya used to worship Narsingha Saligram Shila, and used to worship it with Tulsi and Gangajal. So he was praying ardently to Lord Chaitanya to appear, Lord Krishna to appear and take charge and start his Sankirtana movement. So he was worshipping Narsingha Shila. Then we know Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur as worshipped Lord Nrsimhadev. In Yogapit, he has installed the deities of Lakshmi Narasimha, especially when they had some problems. So he did that. And even Bhakti Vinod Thakur has wonderful players in Narad Taranga, the book he has written. In that he has wonderful prayers to Lord Nrsimhadev, where he is praying that the cunningness in my heart, the lustful desires and the other vices in my heart, please remove them, please eradicate them. The duplicity nature of in my heart, please remove them, so that I can become become properly Hare Krishna, so that I can become situated firmly in the service of Radha and Krishna. So he is also doing wonderful prayers to Lord Nrsimhadev. We can also read those prayers at the end, maybe. Also, another reference we have is from the Shastra, that is Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhya Khanda, where it is mentioned when the Sankirtana movement was threatened by Chand Kazi, who was the Nawab at that time, and when he got the complaints of the Sankirtana devotees that they are making loud kirtan and disturbing, especially it's not according to the Shastra, it was told to him, and then he started with his atrocities. He tried to disturb the Sankirtana movement. He broke the mridanga and he caused a lot of offense. So at that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did wonderful prostration towards his house, and that episode we know. But in that also we know that Shivas Thakur was worshipping at that time Lord Nrsimhadev to protect the Sankirtana movement. And there is a reference there that even in the dream of Chand Kazi, Lord Nrsimhadev appeared, and he was beating the Chand Kazi. And Nrsimhadev sat on his chest, and he was saying, "This is just a trailer. If you disturb again my devotees, then I will tear you apart." Like how I did to Hiranyakashipu. And that was a dream he saw. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually marched in there, he had a very confidential talk with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They had a wonderful discussion, and at that time Chand Kazi expressed about his dream to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and also then he surrendered to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he became also a great devotee. We also have the Chand Kazi Samadhi in Mayapur, Navdeep. Devotees go there and they pray their obeisances, respectful obeisances to Chand Kazi as a great devotee there. So these are some of the references from our Shastras. Let's moving ahead from this verse which we recited now. Stambhe Sabhayam na Manushim na Mrigam na Manushim. So in that verse we say Bhritya word is coming in the first line. In this verse, even Hiranyakashipu is considered as a Bhritya. So who is a Bhritya? Bhritya means a servant, a dear servant of the Lord. and even Hiranyakashipu is considered as a servant of the Lord. Everybody is actually a servant of the Lord. The true nature of ours is Jivera Swarup hoye Krishnera Nityadas. So we are all servant of the Lord. So initiated devotees also sometimes ponder, this is the time from Srila Prabhupada when we are getting initiated names. We discuss about our names, who has got what, and this is a pastime when Radhesham Prabhu was explaining in his lecture that during the time of Srila Prabhupada also it was there. This parampara is from that time. Whenever we get the name, we will discuss about our name. So somebody was discussing about their name. Somebody got the name as Radhesham or Sham Sundar Das. Somebody had a name as Paramatma Das, and then they had a discussion. Paramatma is, I think, lower than the Supreme Lord. And then Srila Prabhupada overheard it and immediately said, no. Don't focus on the other part, just focus on the Das. That is the most important thing. In everybody of your name, Das is the most important thing, and we should be worried about Das. In my case, also had a wonderful interaction with one devotee, Mantresh Gaurang Prabhu. Many of you know him, very senior devotee, very nice devotee. He's doing wonderful preaching in Baroda. So when he was staying at my home, and first time when I was meeting him, he asked me, after getting initiated, he asked me, what is your name? He forgot my name, I think, time. So when he met me, he asked me, what is your name? And I said, Nitai Nateshwar. And I forgot to say Das. And he immediately pointed, Das, like that is important. So he also made me realize that how important is that word Das. We should never forget that. So Nija Bhritya Bhashitam, so Lord is saying, Satyam Vidatum Nija Bhrit Bhashitam, Satyam Vidatum Nija Bhritya. So what Lord is saying is the words of my devotees are very, very powerful. And he will not let even the words of the devotees fall. So Lord's appearance as a very astonishing. So we see this from this verse that the Lord has appeared as a very astonishing, very dangerous avatar. He was taken very ferocious form, which was never heard before, never seen before, never talked before. For that time, nobody was aware. Even Hiranyakashipu was not aware. Otherwise, he would have included that form also in his list of boons he asked to Brahmaji. But it was never heard before and never seen before and never talked before. So Lord took that kind of a form just to ensure that the words of his devotees are never let down. The devotees like Brahmaji, Prahlad Maharaj, Narad Muni, even Hiranyakashipu, and even the 4 Kumaras, for those devotees, their words should not fall down. The Lord appeared. So the words of a pure devotee are very, very powerful. So we know this word from, I think, Nectar of Devotion, Krishna Akarshani, Shri Krishna Akarshani. So we are attracted to Krishna. So there is this example given by Radhesham Prabhu in his lecture that the magnet is attracted to iron, and iron, if we are, so devotees, the conditioned souls or the neophyte devotees are like the iron fillings, they are like small particles of iron. And when a big magnet is kept near to it, this automatically gets attracted to the magnet. It goes towards the magnet. But a pure devotee of the Lord is like a big iron block, and sometimes because when we see that if the big iron block is kept and a small magnet is placed near to that magnet gets attracted to that block, so the magnet runs towards the block. So same thing happens when a pure devotee expresses his love for the Lord becomes, we know the Lord as Bhakta Vatsala, so his Bhakta Vatsala bhav, his mood gets so high that the Lord comes running to his devotees. We have seen this many instances of this pastime of this Lord, this feature of this Lord in the Leela of Draupadi, in the Leela of Gajendra, where the Lord come running to save his devotee, to protect his devotee. So the words of the devotees are very, very powerful. When we are praying, if we pray with the pure bhava, pure mood, and with the purity, then definitely our words will also reach to the lotus feet of the Lord, and the Lord would then become kind of obliged to reciprocate. In fact, the Lord loves to reciprocate with his devotees. So this is true till today. We have seen in case of Srila Prabhupada also that how his words have been never let down. The one instance is of ISKCON Juhu, when ISKCON Juhu was not even there. The land was just a barren land there, open land there. And when Srila Prabhupada used to go there, he used to see that place and he used to think, okay, there I should have one temple for my ISKCON. And one day it happened, although so many obstacles came, but by the mercy of the Lord, everything went well. And today it is one of the prominent temple in Mumbai, especially if you're going for Mumbai darshan, they take you to ISKCON Juhu, so that is very prominent there. Same thing happened with ISKCON Vrindavan, when they were looking, when Srila Prabhupada was looking at the Raman Reti place where the ISKCON Vrindavan temple is there. Although, there is no dearth of temples in Vrindavan. Very, very ancient temples are there, but Srila Prabhupada wanted to establish a very, very wonderful temple there. So Srila Prabhupada has mentioned in one of his lecture that I'm going to India and I will build some temples. Not that India doesn't have temples, but only because we should do that, and he gave a very crude example, very, very nice example to understand this. He said when a husband and wife, when a man and a woman get married and become husband and wife, they should beget children. Not that because the population is less, because the population is more, they should stop. No, it is not that. Prabhupada said, as a husband and wife, they should get children. And as a devotees and as a program of our Sankirtan movement, to spread our Sankirtan movement, he said we need to build temples. So he wanted to build temple. And in case of ISKCON Vrindavan also, nobody imagined that in that barren land or a jungle, it was jungle at that time, somebody would build such a wonderful temple. And for many, many years until now, people go to Mathura, and then from Mathura they want to go to Vrindavan, and the first tell is that they want to go to Hare Krishna temple, or they want to go to Angrez temple, they'll call it the English people temple, so it is very famous. So this is the indication that how Lord keeps the words of his devotees. And so we should be also very careful. We are hearing this pure words and the powerful words of the Lord. When we are hearing from Srila Prabhupada, when we are hearing from our own Guru Maharaj, we should know that those words are very powerful. And if we follow that, it is going to change our life. Many of us have experienced it, how it has changed, but then we still don't want to change it as fast as it can. We want to do gradual, but let us do that gradual progress at least, but at least have that firm belief and firm faith that these words are very powerful. And if I imbibe them, if I drink these words into me and apply these instructions of pure devotees in our life, definitely our life is going to change for good, and it is going to change and make us eternal. It will give us our own Satchidananda form. We all have that Satchidananda form, but with the indication that we are the servant of that, the supreme Satchidananda form, that is the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. So that is one important thing. And then we see how Lord goes to what extent to make that words of his devotees, Satyam Vidhatum Nijabhritya Bhashitam, to make that word Satyam, make them true. To what extent Lord goes? So we see in case of Lord Narasimha Dev, he has defied the three aspects of this world, this material world. He defied the three aspects. First, the creation. Defied the 84 lakh species. Nowhere in the 84 lakh species, Brahmaji has included half man and half lion. So he defied that. He came out of nowhere and he said, okay, this form is the one, and it is not part of the 84 lakh species. So he defied the creation of Brahmaji, but he didn't defy the boon of Brahmaji. One point, very important point. We'll come to that in one of my another slide. I'm covering that again. So emotion. Then the emotion, the emotion part, in Natya Shastra, one of the Shastras, like Ayurveda Shastra is there, Niti Shastra is there. We have one more Shastra as Natya Shastra, acting. People like to act. We all do acting. We sometimes act like devotees also. So this acting Shastra, Natya Shastra. So Lord defined that also. No actor, how much ever he is skilled, he cannot exhibit anger through one eye and love and compassion to another eye. His both eyes will show anger, or his both eyes will show compassion. But the Lord showed a difference. So his one eye was like sun and one eye was like moon, completely different. One eye was showing complete compassion to the Lord, to his devotee Prahlada, and one eye was showing the ferocious anger towards Hiranyakashipu. So he defied the emotion part. And then the formation, the formation is explained, Tava kar kamala vare nakham adbhuta shringam. So we sing this prayer every day in our Aarti, Narasimha Aarti. So Lord's hands are compared to lotus petals, how soft they are. Bringam, and Hiranyakashipu is like a bringer. Bringer is the one who penetrates the flowers. He can penetrate even the wood. It is mentioned the bring is very powerful. He can penetrate, he can tear apart. But here, instead of bring the penetrating or tearing apart, the soft hands of Lord Narasimhadev and his nails, which were like thunderbolt, they were tearing apart Hiranyakashipu. So his half, his hands compared to lotus petal, and Hiranyakashipu has bring the formation. So one half, like little bit of his hands are like very soft, like his palm is very soft. When he gives Ashirwad to the blessings to Prahlad Maharaj, his hand is like lotus, but he has nails which are like thunderbolt, which can tear apart anybody. So he defied this creation, emotion, and formation. Going forward, for whom Lord Narasimhadev appeared and why. So first is our Prahlad Maharaj. So our Prahlad Maharaj, why he appeared for Prahlada? So because Prahlada has his divine qualities. From his birth, he has taken instructions from Narad Muni, and he has become wonderful devotee. You can see how he is always happy, and he's singing and doing Sankirtan, remembering the Lord and preaching to his demonic friends, sons of the demons. He's preaching them, and he's always talking about the Lord, remembering the Lord. Smaranam is one thing he has always been doing of the Lord, and he had a wonderful ability to see spirit in matter. What is that? This seeing spirit in matter, that everything we see here is material, but even to see into this material world, the spirituality is that quality we should all imbibe. We see these qualities in very, very great Mahatmas. I would like to talk about Srila Prabhupada here. He's wonderful devotee, we all know, and Srila Prabhupada has shown this. So in few of his pastimes, I have written here, taken here from the lecture of Radhesham Prabhu. So he is mentioning that Srila Prabhupada once, when a morning walk, saw the grass and asked the devotees, what do you see this grass and what do you think about them? The devotees said they were clueless, because Srila Prabhupada used to do this. His morning walks used to be very, very humorous sometimes, very, very intense sometimes. So the devotees were puzzled what to say. And then one devotee said, Trinadapi Sunichena. And Prabhupada said, no, look at the grass. Some grass is green, some grass is yellow. Why do you think it is? And then Srila Prabhupada further explained that the yellow grass is there because the yellow grass is disconnected with the roots and it's not getting enough nutrition, and that's why it is about to die. And the green grass is one which is connected to its root. So in our devotional life, we should remain connected to our roots. Our roots are from, Srila Prabhupada has mentioned, our roots are from Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. These are our spiritual roots. They will tell you where are your spiritual roots, and we learn about our spiritual roots. So remain connected. So another place he mentioned about the Vishtha of the birds. So they went, I think, some cave or something. They went, and there was a lot of bird dropping there. Everywhere there was bird dropping, and Prabhupada asked, "What do you think about this bird dropping?" Devotees were confused. What it is? They're saying like they're bird dropping. This Vishtha. They were thinking what to tell about this bird dropping, and then Prabhupada said, "Just see how the birds are even attached to a place. They have such a big, they can fly, but they do their bird dropping in that one particular place only, and they have made that place so dirty now. They are also attached to this, so we should not reattach. So seeing spirit in matter, everything Prabhupada used to see spirit in matter. And one of the another pastime of Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, I will tell how he sees spirit in matter. This was told by Ramakrishna Prabhu, which he has himself experienced. Once he was driving Jayapataka Maharaj from, I think, Sharjah to Dubai or Sharjah to Avataridesh, Abu Dhabi. At that time, when his car stopped at the signal, Jayapataka Maharaj started shouting, "Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga," and everybody was thinking in the car who were there, they were thinking like, "Gauranga, what happened? What happened, Guru Maharaj? You're seeing Gauranga?" And Guru Maharaj said, "Don't you see Gauranga there?" And he's saying, no, where is Gauranga? Look at the Toyota car, and the Toyota car has a, the symbol where it sounds, its hands are like that. And looking at this, the symbol of Toyota, Guru Maharaj is saying, Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. So this is how the wonderful devotees have the ability to see spirit and matter. And that was something, we know Krishna Akarshani, and this is devotee Akarshani. Devotees, to looking at these qualities of devotee, the Lord gets attracted, and the Lord came running down, appeared into this stamba just for his devotee Prahlada, and to ensure his words are true, because he said that the Lord is present everywhere. So he has to be present in the pillar. So we read in the purport also that the Lord has appeared in the pillar just to ensure Satyam Vidatum Nijabhritya Bhashitam. So make the words of Prahlad Maharaj true, the Lord appeared. Next is Lord Narasimha appeared for Brahmaji. Why? In case of Brahmaji, what we see is Brahmaji gave the boon to Hiranyakashipu, that he can die inside and outside, not in air, not on land, not in water, and so many things he has given, so a kind of a life insurance policy. But he forgot to see the condition supply there. There was condition supply. You can't cheat your father, that is your supreme father, the Lord. That condition was there. He was trying to cheat Brahmaji, thought he cheated Brahmaji, but this boon was there. But why Lord has to maintain that boon? He's Abhigya, he's Swaraj. He can defy the formation, creation, and the Natya Shastra. He can defy all those things. Then why can't he defy the boon of Brahmaji? He could have easily come as Vishnu and cut him by his Sudarshan Chakra, by his weapon. He could have done it. Nobody can stop Lord from doing that. But why would Lord choose to still come and make the words of Brahmaji true? Because to show sensitivity to Lord Brahma. Everybody is looking upon Lord Brahma as a Shrestha, and Krishna, Lord himself, is a supreme Shrestha. Yajjat Acharati Shrestha. He himself will start working in sensitive way, then people will start working in an insensitive way. So with power and position, we get so much of, sometimes engrossed, and we lose our sensitivity. We start behaving insensitively. But Lord is not like that. He is an ideal teacher to all of us. He is teaching us that how he was being sensitive, not to ensure that, the boon of Brahmaji is made intact, and only then Lord killed Hiranyakashipu. Lord is the supreme intelligent. He used that and he killed Hiranyakashipu, but ensured the boon is intact. He never allowed that boon to go down, just to ensure that, Brahmaji doesn't lose his credibility, Brahmaji doesn't lose his position as, and also to teach to become sensitive. So second devotee we saw is Brahmaji. Next is who? Next is Lord appeared for Narad Muni. So why did Lord appear for Narad Muni? Because Narad Muni has also promised to the Devatas. When they were trying to kill Kayadu, Narad Muni promised that don't you kill Kayadu, because of her, a great devotee is going to appear and he will be the reason to kill Hiranyakashipu. So don't you kill Kayadu. Let her be with me, let her hear Bhagavatam. And then Narad Muni groomed the Prahlada who was in the womb of Kayadu. You can see in the picture. Kayadu was sleeping, but Prahlad was hearing. Prahlad was hearing Srimad Bhagavatam and getting the taste of nectarian devotional service. And as he came out, he became a great devotee of Lord. And this is to instill faith in the words of his pure devotee. We saw this, we discussed already. So to instill the faith, what faith Narad Muni gave to the demigods, to instill that faith, to ensure that faith remains intact, Lord appeared for Narad Muni. Next, he appeared for Hiranyakashipu. So for Hiranyakashipu, why he has appeared? To kill Hiranyakashipu. But Hiranyakashipu is also devotee of the Lord. We know Jai Vijay, they are the devotees in the Vaikuntha, they are the Dwarpals, and because of their misunderstanding with four Kumaras, they were cursed by the four Kumaras. They didn't understood the potency of the four Kumaras. They treated him as small children, tried to be an obstacle between them and the Lord, and they got cursed, so little bit of misunderstanding and they were cursed, but still they were devotees. And at that time Lord has promised them that he will deliver them. So that was one. Another reason was when he was not able to kill Prahlad, so at that time he was so frustrated that somewhere in his heart he started feeling, and one place he said also that this, because of this devotee, because of Prahlad, I think I will lose my life. And that was the words from devotee again. Never let them down. God killed him for his words. Another reason we see here, or a lesson we see here, is through Hiranyakashipu, to teach to take opportunities seriously. So Prahlad and Hiranyakashipu had a lot of interactions. We see Prahlad was trying to preach Hiranyakashipu, and even after trying to kill Prahlad by so many ways, between the snakes, by trying to throw him from the top of the mountain, by trying to burn him through Holika, he saw he was not successful in killing Prahlad. He could see easily that what he's trying to achieve is not possible, is not possible. There is something beyond this. And Prahlad was explaining also what is that something beyond this. Prahlad has given enough opportunities. Even when Lakshmi ji questioned, Narasimha Dev in one of the Leela, that why didn't give an opportunity to Hinesh, just came out of the pillar and just killed him. Why would you not give him? You were so ferocious. We all were afraid. Why you have to do that? Give him some opportunity. Maybe he would have surrendered. And then, Lord says that, no, I've given enough opportunities. So we will get enough opportunities when we are leaving. And if we don't realize, and we, especially for the atheist, it is mentioned that throughout the life, they will get various examples and they will get various opportunities to start their firm belief in the God. But if they don't believe till the end of their life, that is certain. It is going to come. And when death will come, it will be like very, very cruel to them. That's why they call it as cruel death, because that cruel death will make them realize that something is beyond them. Something that beyond has to be worshipped, has to be, and we have to be surrendered. So we learn from this is to take opportunities seriously. We also get so many opportunities to perfect our life. And if we don't do that, then Dr. Lord Narasimha Dev has to appear. And sometimes he does a very grave operation without even anesthesia. This is what Harila Prabhu used to say. Sometimes he does operation without anesthesia. It is very painful. We go through a very painful experience, and we have to learn through that painful experience. If we don't learn enough before, if we don't get to our chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra seriously, attentively, if we don't get to reading the Shastra, very, very deeply and scrutinizingly studying it, and don't develop our bhakti in the right time, then we may have to go sometimes through this kind of difficult experiences to learn that we have to take to Krishna Bhakti. Until the end of our life, if we don't do that, then we may face the cruel death as well. Or otherwise, if we have learned, we would be taken by the wonderful devotees of the Lord. Maybe Srila Prabhupada or the Vaikuntha planet will come and take us, and that would be the glorious thing. That would be the glory of our life. Like how His Grace Pankajangri Prabhu and many other wonderful devotees who have left us, their death is also glorious, their death is also auspicious, and we were actually celebrating, we were actually glorifying his death also. So these are some lessons from Hiranyakashipu. And last but not least, 4 Kumaras. So here we see the cooperation mood of the Lord. So I already explained that there was misunderstanding between the 4 Kumaras and the Jai Vijay. When this misunderstanding occurs, and then the 4 Kumaras also realized that these are also the devotees of the Lord. They just misunderstood us. We could have explained, and they could have learned it. We could have done it in a Saumya way, but we just get carried away by our misunderstanding. And sometimes we lose our cooperation mood between the devotees. Also, we see this happens. We just misunderstand each other, and we become judgmental. We make judgments about each other and get into the offenses. We create offenses for ourselves and for others just because we are not ready to cooperate or not ready to go a little extra mile and think, why this devotee is thinking like this, or why this devotee is doing like this. Maybe he has misunderstood. Maybe he has not thoughtfully done things. I should try to help him rather try to disturb him. So the 4 Kumaras were thinking like that, and they were very remorseful. They were regretting their decision of cursing. And then the Lord came, and then he made cooperation between them, and he promised that Lord will deliver, and to the glory of 4 Kumaras, so that they feel better. Lord promised them also that he will appear and deliver Jai Vijay, who are taking birth as Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, and so many, Ravana and Kumbhakarna and Dantavakra and Shishupal. So we see these three avatars, three lifetimes of Jai Vijay, and every time Lord came and delivered them just for the pleasure of his devotees, four Kumaras. So these are the wonderful pastimes, why the Lord appeared, for which devotees, and for why. Going forward, we have the lessons from the three personalities from Narasimha Lila, from lessons from Hiranyakashipu. Lesson from Hiranyakashipu is divine and demonic. We see in this world, there are divine, we have to see the things which are divine. So what is divine and what is demonic? Demonic is something when we want to stay into this world for a long period. So Hiranyakashipu had this plan to stay in this world all the time. He didn't realize that this is not the place I should be. And divine is when we realize that this is the place which I should get out immediately, and then we think about the real home, and we think about going back to the Lord, so that is divine. So Hiranyakashipu was showing us that if we act demonically, our plans are going to fail. We are going to fail miserably. We see here how Hiranyakashipu is being teared apart. Nobody would like to die like that. It was so painful. All even didn't got a time to think what is happening with him. He was so confused when he saw the form of the Lord. He was so confused, what to do. He is a man, he is a lion. What I should do with him? I should try to kill him, try to fight with him, run away from him. What was his, he was trying to, he was not even able to be fearful because he was so confused. So this is something about divine and demonic. Then about penances. So we see there is a austerity, which is material austerity and spiritual austerity. We see material austerity, like in the case of Hiranyakashipu, he did such a wonderful austerity. 100,000 years he was ready to do tapasya, and for what? To gain all the material benefits. And after gaining what he did, he was just enjoying. We see sometimes in our case also, people who are trying to study for IIT or big exams, CA or whatever, or even for engineering, we have to do some austerities there. But after getting, good admission or good, like sometime we want to enjoy, we again get to that tendency. Once I get a good admission in IIT school, I will just enjoy there. Done for my life is, if I have get a job in a very good company, then I'm done. I will just then enjoy them. Think about enjoyment only. But that that is just material austerity. But look at the spiritual austerity which Prahlad was going through. Prahlad was also tortured. He was a small kid, but he was being tortured by his own father. He's trying to kill him just for worshipping the Lord. And he was doing this austerity. But what happened to that? He got a blissful glance of Lord Narasimha Dev. He got a blissful blessings of Lord Narasimha Dev. So Lord Narasimha Dev was very, very happy with him. And with the spiritual austerities, he was able to advance further. Whereas with the material austerities, we may lose everything what we have acquired, and it will be very, very painful for us. Ultimately, with spiritual austerities, it becomes blissful, but with material austerities, it becomes painful. Another thing we understand from Hiranyakashipu's case is Lord is a supreme controller. So when Hiranyakashipu tried to become the supreme controller, trying to control everything, he was defied. Lord appeared in such a wonderful and ferocious form, and so difficult for Hiranyakashipu to control anything. We also have this sometimes controlling mentality that I can control this, I can control that. I'm the control of my house, I'm the control of my team, I'm the control of this small place, But if you don't realize that above us is the supreme controller, and we are not the controller, but we are just servants in the hands of the Lord, then ahankara vimoodatma kartaham iti manyate. If we try to understand these words properly, that I am not the doer, I am not the controller, but if I act into the material modes, that goodness, ignorance, and passion, then automatically my ahankar will boost, and because of that, I may think I am the doer, but ultimately the doer is the Supreme Lord. The material energy is working through us, and then we understand that if the Lord is the supreme controller, then I should work for him, for his pleasure. And whatever then we do, we can then do it for the pleasure of the Lord. Understanding that, whatever, even the maintaining our own family will come under Krishna consciousness activity if we keep Krishna in the center, understanding Krishna is the supreme controller. And the law of material world, big trouble small, and vice versa. So that is another thing we saw from this material world, that Hiranyakashipu was so big but was trying to trouble Prahlad, but eventually he was troubled by Prahlad. He's trying to kill, but he's not able to. Sometimes we see even an elephant is troubled by a small ant. So we may grow high in position, in power and everything. We may think we are now big enough, but then we may get troubled by the small things in this world. So moving faster, Lord Narasimha Dev, he's a Bhakta avatar. So we know from Paritranaya Sadhunam Vinashaya Chadushritam, so that he comes for Bhakta Uddhar and Asum Sangar, but more than that, he comes for Prema Bhakti Prachar. So he came because of his love for his devotee. Otherwise he can kill the demons through his material energy also. And for Bhakta Uddhar, Srila Prabhupada mentions that the pure devotees of the Lord are already liberated. He doesn't have to come to liberate them. They're already Nitya Mukta Jivas. It's only the Baddha Jivas, and the Baddha Jivas can be liberated by the Nitya Mukta Jivas. So Lord again doesn't have to come, that he sends devotees like Srila Prabhupada, to liberate the conditioned souls. But why does Lord come is to do Prema Bhakti Prachar. Then the contradiction part, we saw this, we discussed this, his hands are like kusuma, his hands were like lotus, komal with like lotus, but then his nails were like very, very fierce and very, very they can tear apart. They were like thunderbolts. So we see the contradiction and understand this from the Lord. And then cheating, nobody can cheat the Lord. We understand this. Hiranyakashipu tried to cheat the Lord. He thought he cheated Brahmaji, so he will cheat Lord also. But nobody can cheat him. That is what we understand. And then anger, is it binding or liberating? So anger of the Lord is liberating. So Lord came out with an anger. We saw that anger of the Lord. But then that anger was to liberate Hiranyakashipu. When we have anger into the material modes, when we are conditioned by the material modes, and when we have that anger is binding anger. But when we sometimes use anger in the mode of goodness for the service of the Lord, then that anger is liberating anger. We can see is that in the case of Hanumanji, that was his that he burned the Lanka in anger for that. Even in case of Arjun, when he's fighting, he has to be angry to the towards the enemies, then only he can kill them. But that was liberating anger, that was not binding anger. So we learn about that. And from Prahlad Maharaj, very wonderful things we learn from Prahlad Maharaj. We learn from Prahlad Maharaj the art of preaching, art of convincing karmis, and the art of convincing karmis is what? The art of convincing karmis is to be humble. And Prahlad never used his position. He was always coming down to the position of his demon friends. He was not showing that he is the son of a king and he can rule over them and they have to listen to him. But he was coming down to the level of his friends, and in a very friendly way, in a very convincing way, he was preaching. This is the art we all should try to learn. We should learn from this 7th chapter where Prahlad, I think it is the 6th chapter, I think, where Prahlad Maharaj preaching activities are discussed in the 7th canto, 6th chapter. We should all learn this, to learn the art of preaching. And then in the 8th chapter, we see the art of approaching the Lord, how humble he was. Brahmaji was in front of him, Vishnu, Shiva was there, Lakshmi was there. Nobody was ready to approach the Lord, but he fearlessly approached Lord just on the instruction of Brahmaji. He took that opportunity and very nicely he approached the Lord. He said that I am not qualified. I am from a demonic family, and there are people who can so eloquently do the prayers to you, Lord, but I don't know. You bless me, And then we see from Prahlad the love, the pure master, pure servant, and impure master, impure servant. So pure love of Prahlad we see there. And then the gratitude of Prahlad. When Lord Narasimha Dev was asking Prahlad some boon. When he was very happy with Prahlad, he wanted to give some benedictions to Prahlad, and Prahlad is saying that, give me the benediction that there are no material desires in my heart, and I can be the servant in the hands of my Guru. So that is the gratitude, the seva bhav he had towards his Guru, and that is something we can all learn, that we always remain gratitude, that maintain that gratitude to our own Guru. And whenever we pray to Lord Narasimha, we should pray that, first is that remove the impurities in my heart, and next is that, I can be the servant in the hands of my Guru, and I can work in a way that pleases my Guru Maharaj, or pleases my Guru Parampara, and we can do some service which my Guru wants me to do. So that is the gratitude we see from Prahlad Maharaj. Next, some astonishing pastimes. I have very less time. So first I will start with the pastime of His Grace Pankajangri Prabhu. This I heard from various devotees before, but this time I have heard this from His Grace Jananivas Prabhu, his twin brother, the divine twin brothers of ISKCON. So our lecture cannot complete without talking about His Grace Pankajangri Prabhu. So this was a time when Mayapur deity was installed, and they were searching for the pujari. So everybody was afraid to do the puja of Stanu Ugra Narasimha. Somehow they have got the Ugra Narasimha deity there, and they understood that it is very ferocious. There was the feeling of fear in their hearts, and somehow Pankajangri Prabhu was appointed, and he had taken that service along with one more devotee, but he was always fearful. So one day when he was sleeping on his bunker bed, when he woke up in the morning, he saw Lord Narasimha in front of him. Lord Narasimha came on his bed. I may not be able to express it in the way how Jananivas Prabhu did. Maybe for that you have to hear the class of Jananivas Prabhu, but I would like to tell this. So when Lord Narasimha appeared in front of him, he was like very, very afraid, like, what is this he's seeing in front of him, Lord Narasimha? And he was like shivering, he was like making various noise, and he was very, very afraid. And Lord Narasimha put his two hands on his shoulder, and he pressed him a little bit down and said, don't be afraid, be peaceful, be peaceful. You need a peaceful mood to do my service. You do the service in a fearful mood, and please don't be fearful of me. Be peaceful, and a peaceful manner worship me. And one more thing I want to tell you is, when you come inside, don't immediately put that big spotlight on my face. I don't like it. Put a small lamp first, and then slowly you can put the lights on. He gave these two things to Pankajangri Prabhu, and then the Lord disappeared. And then Pankajangri Prabhu jumped from his bed, and he was started running up and down, jumping everywhere. Lord Narasimha, singing Narasimha prayers. And he went inside the temple, and then he paid his prostrated obeisances, respectful obeisances to the Lord. And then he came back, and then after praying to the Lord, he became a little bit silent, peaceful. And he was very peaceful after that. And all of a sudden he observed that everybody is watching him, staring at him. And then he realized that he was just running on his copine out, on his night dress out. He was not wearing enough clothes. So that became a laughing stock. But then this is the wonderful pastime we see, how blessed His Grace Pankajangri Prabhu is. And then he has also started to take a lot of leelas of Narasimha Bhagwan from Mayapur. Various devotees had various experiences that are shared. Some people were saved from dangerous cancer. Some people were saved from blazing fire. Sometimes you have seen that the storms have changed their route after praying to the Lord Narasimha. And we all know this. We are also being praying to Lord Narasimha. So they are wonderful, wonderful pastimes you can see, and we can read. Pankajangri Prabhu has wonderfully collected them. They are available on Mayapur also, mayapur.com also, and they are also available in ISKCON Desire Tree. If you can search for that and read, they are very, very faith instilling pastimes because of Lord Narasimha. Last but not the least, what should be our mood to pray to Lord Narasimha? So there are two prayers I've listed here. One is Andasya me viveka mahadhanasya choray prabhu balibhirindriya namadehi mohanda kupa kuhare vinipatatasya lakshmi narasimha mamadehi karavalambam. So this is the prayer from Adi Shankaracharya Narasimha. This is the stotra Narasimha Lakshmi Narasimha Karavalamba stotra. So in this prayer, specifically, he is praying, "O great Lakshmi Narasimha Bhagwan, I have been tied by the soldiers of God of death by numerous ropes of worldly attachments, and they are dragging me along by the noose around the neck, and I'm alone, tired and afraid. And so, oh merciful one, please give me the protection of your hand." So he's asking the protection of Lord Narasimhadev to protect us from this clutches of material world, the miseries of this material world. We are being dragged in, and in every life after life, we are making our life more sinful and going down the drain, down the andhakupa, more and more getting entangled. So if we pray sincerely with a pure heart to Lord Narasimhadev, we have a chance that we can be pulled out by the wonderful ferocious hands, but very, very kind heart of Lord Narasimhadev, and we will be protected by him, and then we can make steady progress in our devotional service. Last prayer I would like to recite here is Yadi dasyasi me kamam varam stvam varadarshabha kamanam hridayasam asamroham bhavatastu vrinevaram. Oh my Lord, best of the givers of benediction, if you at all want to bestow a desirable benediction upon me, then I pray from your Lordship that within the core of my heart there be no material desires. So this is the prayer when Lord pressed upon Prahlad Maharaj that you ask me something, no, you ask me something, no, you ask me something. And then Prahlad said, okay, if you want to give me something, then give me this benediction that in the core of my heart, I have no desire to ask anything. So Lord is saying, ask something, and he's saying, in the core of my heart, don't give me a desire, such a blessing that I have no more desires, material desires to ask for. You know, so इच्छा मांगने की इच्छा ही खत्म कर दो मेरी, ऐसा प्रार्थना प्रहलाद महाराज यहाँ पर कर रहे हैं. So these are the wonderful prayers we can also make. We can see this in the case of Dhruva Maharaj also. And with this short presentation, which went a little long, I would like to end here with the prayers to Lord Narasimhadev. Jai Narasimha, Sri Narasimha, Jai Jai Sri Narasimha, Praladesha Jaya Padma, Mukha Padma Bringa. Jai Narasimha, Sri Narasimha, Jai Jai Sri Narasimha, Praladesha Jaya Padma, Mukha Padma Bringa. Jai Narasimha, Sri Narasimha, Jai Jai Sri Narasimha, Praladesha Jaya Padma, Mukha Padma Bringa. नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय, भक्त शिरोमणि श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय, जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. Thank you so much for all the devotees for tolerating me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hari Hari Bol. Very, very wonderful presentation and class, Prabhuji. Thank you so very much. And it was like a Rajdhani Express.
As always, as always, I have sometimes lose the breath also.
To keep it within the time limit, I suppose.
Yeah, but even though also, sometimes I
Anyway, very
always
nice,
like
very
that.
wonderful, very wonderful pastimes, very nicely explained. Devotees, I think Ravipati Prabhu has a question.
Yeah,
Please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Wonderful class actually. I think like the time was less, I think. So Prabhuji, one of the reasons what I heard, I wanted to ask was, I heard in Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj class was that Narasimha Dev appeared also to show Lakshmi Devi. So is it is it true? Means like she was
So,
massaging the feet of Vishnu and it was like buttery. So that was the one question, and another was I was thankful to Rasanati Prabhu for the Ahobilam pictures. So I think Yatra should plan for a trip there, and this is my request for
oh,
our Yatra.
I forgot to show something.
Yeah,
That
I
Ravipati Prabhu has reminded me.
I
I
saw the
think
pictures. I was really, it was super pictures. Yeah. So
that was something at the end I wanted to show. I
Hari
forgot to
Hari
show
Bol.
because of the time. So all the Nava Narsimhas of Ahobilam, please take their darshan and please pray for them, pray to them for all the devotees so that we all can progress nicely and they all remove the obstacles in our devotional service and we all can advance in our devotional service. Yes, Prabhuji.
That question was that whether for Lakshmi Devi is it Means I heard, or it is just like a katha, or means.
So Prabhuji, I will give a different answer. I don't have exact answer to your question, but what I have heard is there are many avatars of Lord Narasimha Dev in different kalpas also is there. So when I was preparing this class, I also came across some Lord Narasimha Dev's different leelas. One is Marjorie Narasimha, where he is not having the face like a lion, but he is having a face like a cat. You know, that is one Narasimha. Then in one katha, I have heard that he has appeared. Lord Rama has appeared as Lord Narasimha at that time as Marjorie Narasimha. That was the katha I heard. And in one place he has not appeared from the stamba, but he has come flying. And one place he has appeared in the morning and stayed till the evening. So there is various kathas. Even today I was hearing Guru Maharaj class, and then Guru Maharaj has also mentioned about a different avatar of Lord Narasimha Dev from different kalpa. I think you're talking about that only. I think Guru Maharaj has explained about that. So you can refer, but I don't know the particular details of that, Prabhuji.
No problem.
Maybe somebody else has, they can share. Our Rasamrit Prabhu, Baliyadnya Prabhu, Siddhagoram Prabhu, if you have more details about this, you can share. Charurup Prabhu. What I heard, one more thing in the class was that Lakshmi Devi was complaining. Like every wife complains about the husband, even after doing so nice things. Everybody is praising Narasimha Bhagavan. Lakshmi Devi coming and chastising later on. Why you did like this? Why you did like that? You know, like, so we all experience that at home.
So it proves, Prabhu, that all the qualities are coming from the Lord only for chastising also.
Hari Hari.
Hari Hari Jai.
Krishna Nityaneshwar Prabhu, a very wonderful class, Prabhu. Very detailed research you have done. So
I prepared the khichdi, Prabhu. I hope you all like the khichdi.
No, it's very nice, Prabhu. Khichdi is very famous for ISKCON with all the ingredients. So you did a very fantastic job. And though we all know Narasimha Leela, but as the Leelas of Krishna goes, every time we hear something new and something better comes up. So very nice and wonderful, detailed class, Prabhu, with all the points covered. So very wonderful. Good to hear you, Prabhu. Always.
Jai Guru Maharaj. All credits to Guru Dev.
Any other questions? Any devotees want to ask some questions, or shall we move on to the next program?
Yes.
Okay. Hare Krishna. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. So
I have one question.
Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Just a small clarification. Bali Maharaj actually, it seems, as per the scriptures, he again fought with the Devas. Whereas his forefather, Bali Maharaj, actually got a boon after killing his father by Lord Narasimha Dev, that all his 14th generation, after Hiranyakashipu, 14th generation of their descendant will be liberated. I mean, the previous 14th generation and the after 14th generation. If that was the case, how come Bali Maharaj was put in a situation where he has to again fought with the Devas, and again he actually, again he was taken back to what you call, he was Vishnu, Lord Vishnu again, he has to send him back to Padala Loka. This concept I couldn't understand from you. You can please.
So I would ask our senior devotees, maybe Siddhagoram Prabhu or someone would like to answer on this.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, what is my understanding is that because they are from two different clans, one is Asura and the one is Asura. Asura always in fighting only. So anyway, Bali Maharaj is also delivered. The fighting, it is a Leela. So always Asuras and Suras, they are fighting for the power. And this because they are in the Asura dynasty, and this enmity is there, and the fighting always going on. And at the end of the day, since Bali Maharaj is a pure devotee of the Lord, he is also liberated as promised by Narasimha Dev, that 12th generation or 41st generation or 21st generation up and down will be liberated. So this is my understanding, Prabhuji.
And also, Prabhu, in the 12 Mahajanas, we have Bali Maharaj also there,
yeah,
right?
he's also one of the 12
So
Mahajanas.
we know he's one of the Mahajanas. So we know him as very pure devotee. So he's a liberated soul only. Nitya Mukta Jeev, we can say.
So this we have to take it as Leelas.
Leela, yes.
Arranged by the Supreme Lord.
So like our, Nitya Mukta Jivas appear to do various pastimes with the Lord, not necessarily the condition, but they are like, even in case of Hiranyakashipu or Hiranyaksha, they were devotees only. He was also, Hiranyakashipu is also considered Bhritya here. When they say Satyam Vidatum Nija Bhritya Bhashitam, he's also considered devotee there, pure devotee of the Lord only there. That's where we understand this. I think Prabhu very nicely pointed that out, Siddhagaram Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Hari Bol, Jai.
So Sanatani Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
So now we'll be singing the Dashavatara Stotra written by Jayadeva Goswami, and it's from the book name Gita Govind. मिलित यमुनाभ्रम् केशवदृष्टा अलधररूपा केशवदृष्टा अलधररूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे निन्दति यज्ञ विदे श्रुति जातम् तथय हृदय दर्शित पशुघातम् केशवदृष्टा बुद्ध शरीरा केशवदृष्टा बुद्ध शरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे लेचनी बहनी भने कलयति करवालम् धूमकेतु मीनगिमपि करहालम् केशवदृष्टा कल्पिशरीरा केशवदृष्टा कल्पिशरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे श्री जय देव कवे इदमुदितमुद्धारम् शृणुतु कथं शुभदं भवतारम् केशवदृष्टा दशविधरूपा केशवदृष्टा दशविधरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे वेदानुधरते जगन्ति महते भूगोलमुद्भिद्रते देव्यं धारयते बलिं शरयते शत्रक्षयं भूतते पौलस्त्यां जयते हलं कलयते कारुण्यं मातन्वते क्लेशान् मोचयते दशकृतिरे कृष्णाय तुभ्यं नमः हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री नरसिम्हा भगवान की जय. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to glorify the Lord on this auspicious occasion.
Hari Bol. Thank you so much for this wonderful, nice
Wish
rendering.
you all a happy Narasimha Caturdasi.
Thank you, Mataji Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we are almost towards the end of our program today. So once again, wish all the devotees happy Narasimha Caturdasi. May Lord Narasimha Deva remove all the obstacles on our spiritual path. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Wishing Siddha Gauranga Prabhu a very, very, very happy, auspicious appearance day today. Seeking his blessings on all of us so that under his guidance we can all advance in bhakti. Hari Hari Bol. Siddha Gauranga Prabhu works in Alfardan exchange and he has facilitated the transcendental loving exchange for all of us. Seeking his blessings. Hari Hari Bol.
So thank you so much for all your prayers and blessings, Prabhuji and
So
Mataji.
we will all chant 3 times Hare Krishna Maha Mantra for Siddha Gauranga Prabhu's spiritual advancement.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
प्रभु एकादशी केक प्रसादम प्रभु
Hare Ram,
virtual
Hare
cake.
Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram
Anagam
Ram.
Prasadam.
पानकम प्रसादम एकादशी केक देव प्रभु
Thank you so much.
दिव्यांगना माताजी prepares very nice एकादशी केक.
See, Hare Krishna.
We are missing those get-togethers, the cake and so much of prasadam. We all are missing that.
I think
That's why I
soon
served
the
khichdi.
quarantine is going to end, right? In UAE, so maybe we can have some gatherings, small ones.
Yeah, at least little, 2 family, 3 family.